everyone, we're back this week to tell you about some purchase fails that we've had in the last 2 years. Because it's easy to think that perhaps because we've been minimalists for so long that we don't make mistakes occasionally. And this is to show you that we do, and we make on occasion, some real humdingers. So we're here to out ourselves today. Yes. And it's also my opportunity to tease Sporty, because I'm the one who gets teased every time I get us into some harebrained lifestyle experiment. And Sporty's the one who likes to buy stuff. So,
yes.
What's the first thing?
To my embarrassment. The first thing, in my defense, the intention was good. I bought reusable razors, but you can show.
Can I get?
But they're these old school things, these ones, where you get the blade and you put it in.
There you go.
Like you get these old school blades, and you put it in. And anyway, these blades are very, very sharp compared to those, those. What do you call them? Disposable razors that you...
We're busy outing ourselves.
So these sort of plastic things that you use, they're a lot more forgiving than these. We both of us actually took off quite a bit of our skin, or pieces of our body, should I say, using these.
It terrified us. We got to the point where we were a living stereotype because we were those hairy lesbians. Yeah, because both of us were too scared.
Nobody wanted to shave.
So we decided to take the mostly mindful approach with these and say, okay, fine, we're not using those anymore. We're going back to these. We've got many other ways that we try and be zero waste and mindful about whatever. Unfortunately, we couldn't do it with the razors. Before we move on to the next thing, maybe you want to tell them why we've got 2 and not just 1.
Well, again, at the time it made perfect sense, but of course now in retrospect, it might have been better just to buy 1 to test. We often spend time apart. Sometimes there's a house sit, or I'll go and visit somebody or whatever. Anyway, then obviously you each want to have a razor.
Of course.
That was the point.
Okay. My idea always, because I hate spending money, I'm frugal Franny, would have been to buy 1, but that's what happens when I let her go shopping on her own.
Yeah.
So that's number 1. Let's get...
Not the worst. Not the worst.
Not the worst. They were only 300 Rand each, those razors.
Which is what, $15?
I don't know how many dollars that is. Okay, but now there's the piece de resistance.
Yes, so a little bit of a backstory. In February or March 2020, lockdown happened here in South Africa, and April was my birthday. So everyone, well, I was a bit bummed about it, and my mum always sends me money from Australia, which normally we sort of put to good use, we give to charities or whatever, and this year I decided, no, I'm going to treat myself to a big birthday present, because I have to stay inside my whole birthday. So I bought this, and this was also an online shop, which I'm quite proud of.
Yeah, we've also learned about online shops.
Yeah, but it did turn out to be a really good buy. So as you can see, it's a beautiful Nespresso machine that I'm very, very proud of. But unfortunately, subsequently we realized that the Nespresso pods are non-recyclable. Well, they are recyclable. Let me say that they are recyclable, but they only have a few shops. In fact, I think Cape Town only has 1 or 2 shops where you can take the pods back. So that didn't really work out.
Plus, they stopped taking them during COVID.
Yes, that's true. They stopped taking them during COVID.
Yeah.
And then we found compostable pods, which we'll show you
later.
Yeah, later in the video, how to use them and how great they are. But they're very, very eye-wateringly expensive. So you can only use them like once every 3 months if you actually want to survive any sort of financial crisis.
So then, to rectify the purchase
The
fail,
blubs.
we
Yeah.
decided that we went online again and we looked for reusable coffee pods, and we found some. The only problem is they were super cheap, which appealed to me. This is my bad. I insisted on getting them because they were cheap. And they didn't work, but in our defense, also, we didn't think this through. We didn't have the right coffee. So there was that problem. We unfortunately, we forgot them on the farm in our haste to get off there, which is a whole other story for another video. Anyway, so that's basically where we at. We did order new, a better version of the reusable pods, which we're waiting for, and we'll see. And failing that, we're going to have to sell many more. Did you tell them his name?
No, you just told him.
Okay. His name
He's
is
got a
Minimal.
name. Minimal.
Minimal.
Well, the new pods will work.
They'll work.
The new pods will
work. Don't worry.
And we'll get the right coffee because you have to have espresso.
That's true.
Not filter coffee.
And when we move into our apartment, there'll even be counter real estate for him, so it'll all be
Special
good.
place.
Yeah. So the lesson over there is, if you do make a purchase fail, see if you can save it, and if you can't, then you're gonna have to rectify it somehow. Don't just keep it because you spent the money. That doesn't work at all.
Bit of a waste.
Complete waste. Right, so we were saying to try and save your purchase or accept it and move on. There's no point in just cluttering up your house for no reason at all. So we're having one last attempt at many more, and then we won't talk about that. It's fine. Let's not talk about it right now.
First we do the pods. Then Ooh. So the long-awaited pods have arrived. So these are the new pods that look like they're much better quality. They've got this nice metal thing on top, and the sort of plastic bits seem to be a lot thinner, so that it looks like it's going to be much easier to use. So this is the big test to see if we're going to keep Minimal or not. We'll benefit in a number of ways. Firstly, we'll save money because we'll be able to buy coffee instead of pods a lot cheaper. We'll save the environment because we won't be either recycling or throwing pods away. And we'll save Minimal. Woohoo! So, yay. So the test is like this. We're going to fill the pod with a good coffee, normally a dark roast or an espresso. Actually, an espresso is best because they grind it finely enough for it to give you a good flavor. And then latch it closed and into the machine. And this is our thermal glass or cup that I got for my birthday from my beautiful wife. And here we go, the big test. And this is the reason why I mentioned the espresso, because you can see it's probably a bit watery. If you use espresso coffee, it comes through a lot stronger. So bottoms up. A little bit watery, but coffee nonetheless. So I think the test is number one. Keeping many more, hey?
Woohoo! From behind the camera, keeping many more. Exactly. Okay, so now it's my turn to be poked fun at. So when we were on the farm, our last farm, it was just like dusty and dirty out there, and it was actually a really big house. So because housework is one of my bigger chores, Sporty is in charge of like admin and other stuff. Anyway, it's finance. Yeah.
That's very important.
We've divided up the chores, and like I'm happy to do the housework, but I insisted I got a bit petulant. I said, we need to get a vacuum cleaner. And there's nothing wrong with the vacuum cleaner. It works fine. But I just got to thinking that you don't always have to buy stuff just because you think that's like something that you need. So at the moment now, I mean, I use it, but I could just have easily have had a duster and a
broom.
And like a broom or something like that. So I'm starting to regret the purchase, especially when it comes to cleaning the vacuum cleaner. And it's a little bit the barrier to entry because you have to go and fetch it and stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's just first world problems, but
it's also really big. It's really big.
It's really big.
You know, it's a big heft thing like
I'll
this.
show you.
And then, you know, you have to find a place to store it. And I mean, it made sense in the farmhouse because it was like 2 bedrooms, a long passage, and very dusty and sandy.
Yeah.
But now we're in this single room apartment, and that thing's not paying rent.
No, it isn't paying rent. But I mean, I should have thought about it more clearly on the farm.
Yeah.
So in retrospect, there's nothing wrong with the vacuum cleaner. It does its job, but we didn't have to have it. So I guess it's just a reminder to really think quite clearly before you rush off and spend something.
Yeah, exactly.
Clean this thing. It's disgusting. Probably have to rinse it, you know, under a tap or something, and then you let it dry.
I mean, this
Too many moving parts. That's the problem. That's why a pan and a brush is the much simpler option.
Oh, this is so gross.
Just
turn off. So what else have you got?
Unfortunately, the last thing on our list is also mine. I know. This year I'm going to try and be a little bit more mindful about shopping. I have a tendency to overdo it. So it's this magnificent Apple Watch over here that I actually really quite love, but it's become quite the noose around our necks because locally there's a medical aid reward system that's linked to these things. And they had this special on during COVID.
It's still on. It's not a COVID thing.
Well, I mean, for me, it came into my reality during COVID.
Sorry.
And so basically you earn reward points for the exercise that you do, and you have certain goals that you reach weekly. And you have to reach your set goals every single week of the month, and then you don't pay for the watch. So you can get it for free if you work out like a machine.
It's not that hard. Sorry.
Always interrupting.
No, I'm keeping quiet now.
At the time, for me, I had to work out like a machine to make the goals. Now it's easy. Anyway, so it has become a bit of a noose around the neck because sometimes you don't feel like exercising, or I can't because I'm not feeling well, so Ange has to take the watch for it's like having a pet.
It's like one of those, what are those things called in the 80s? I'm a Tamagotchi or what? I don't know. Like if you ignored it, it died or something. It's a little bit like that because a piece of me would die if we have to. If we have to pay in on the.
We've paid in once since since we got it, we've paid in once, and it was a smallish amount, but it did sort of catch in everyone's throat.
Yeah, it does make you smart. But in your defense, it did make us. I mean, we were quite good at working out, but it made us work like there's no chance for slacking. So
it definitely motivated me, and it's kind of kept us going, and it's kept me going a little bit, definitely.
I mean, we did all sorts of crazy workouts in the apartment while we were under lockdown, thanks to the watch.
Just so we didn't have to pay.
Yeah, anything not to pay. For me, it's like, so long as I don't have to pay,
as long as
fine.
It's not a spend.
Yeah. But I mean, while we poking fun, I insisted on getting this for my birthday just before COVID hit. And it's a Fitbit. And I mean, it's fine, but like, I don't know, we paid like 2,000 Rand for this birthday present, and I'm not quite sure why I wanted it. It does give me free coffees because it's also linked to the Vitality loyalty plan that Sporty was talking about. And if I meet my goals, then I get what they call a play on their game board, and you get points. So 150 points gets you a free coffee at Vida, which is amazing. And one week I got like 750 points. It's kind of like, it's actually encouraging gambling. We need to talk.
Exactly. Yeah. Anyway, so the 2,000 Rand is equal to the same as 100 coffees, which we've already had on that watch for sure.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Now that you put it that way,
it's
actually,
painful.
And it's, I mean,
it's quite cute.
Yeah. Anyway,
nice.
So those are
nice.
purchase fails. Oh well, we're gonna do better this year.
Yeah.
We aim to do better this year.
This year we have to spend money on things that we really need and that we really use.
Like a fridge for our new apartment.
Yeah, we need it.
I try to talk Sporty into doing a lifestyle experiment where we don't own a fridge, and the only reason I wanted to do that is so that we can spend our miles on coffee but she was having none of it.
No, I'm putting my foot down on this one.
I'm going to work on it.
We have to have fridge.
Coffee. Free coffee. Hey?
No?
Coffee.
No. Fridge.
Coffee.
Fridge.
I'm
Leave
saying
me.
coffee.
Leave me.
Coffee.
No.
Bye-bye.
You're the writer. You decide what we call it. I'll just... Oops. I'll try and stay on my chair. So the goal is to stay on my chair.
Your goal for you is to stay on your chair. Okay. You do that.
Then we'll be fine.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Minimal was very excited about this. And we call them a glaps because it's a glass and a cup.